Welcome inside the Lancer Dome in Belleville, Ontario, as we have some OCAA men's basketball action. It is the 4-3 Loyalist Lancers going up against a short-manned 2-5 Fleming Phoenix. My name's Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagan. And just as I mentioned, we have two major scratches for the Phoenix right off the top. Manny Maynard and Jordan Morgan, both of their top scoring leaders. Maynard with 14.6 a game and Morgan at 11.6. Fleming generally struggling to score, averaging around 70 points a game. Should be an interesting one off the tip here. Loyalist ends up winning. Going to be Giovanni Torres with it. Pass it to Dales. Dales looking for options with Jack next to him. Drops it off. Jack looking for another option. Screen set by Wright. Pass to Wright now with 12 on the shot clock. Back to Jack. Thinking about the three. Driving to the basket. Out to Iacono. And off the rim. Going to be a rebound. Down it towards Orlando Carrias. Now Wiseman. Back. Holding it. Decides to go for the jump shot. Going to go off the rim. Jack gets the rebound. Lancers now in transition. Slowly bringing up the court. Pass ahead to Giovanni Torres, who wasn't really expecting it, but still able to hold on to it. Giovanni driving to the net, having a pass. They're going to get called for a travel. A little bit of an extra hop, skip, and a jump. Going to be Carrias to inbound. Does so. Going to be Darren Watts bringing it up the floor. Passes it to Owen Wiseman. Wiseman pivots. Drops it to Watts. Watts looking, goes to the corner. Wiseman fakes a three, dribbles, goes, ends up losing it here. Tangled up with Nick Dales. Nick Dales comes up with it, passes it to Wright, gives it back to Torres. Lanches on a steal, still 0-zip. Just over a minute here played. Giovanni Torres driving to the basket. Going to be a block on that. Credited towards Henry and Malcolm Kamga. And on the other side, it's going to be Carrias going for a three. It's going to go out and in, rebounded by Wiseman. That's going to be the first bucket of the game.
Yeah, Lancers just need to find a way to put more buckets on the net. Right now, they're moving well, but it still feels a little stagnant around the three-point line. I need their players to start cutting towards the basket and open up opportunities so they can open up their shot a little later on in the game.
Dales. Passes to Giovanni Torres out on the three-point line. Dribbles in back to Dales right next to him. Dales goes for the three. It's going to be no good. Picked up quite easily in the rebound by Asher Richards. Watts for the Phoenix. Drops it to Wiseman. Debates the three. Decides against it, give it to Richards, who passes it to Watts. Watts driving to the basket. Heavy coverage, Lancers go jumping for it, and the basket is going to go up and good for Watts. Now Jack and the Lancers trying to answer. Jack looking at the bench to get a call, gets the call, decides to drive to the basket, pauses for a second to look for the open man, finds Wright on the three-point line, goes for the shot, going to be off the mark pretty well, but ends up going straight into the hand of Nick Dales, his teammate, back to Jack on the three-point line. 5 seconds on the shot clock, driving to the basket, hands everywhere. Jack down looking for a call. Wright gets the rebound, goes up and in.
Yeah, those are the buckets that are going to score tonight. The Lancers right now are playing a little bigger of a game than the Fleming, and they need to find a way to get to the baskets and go in deep there.
Wiseman just driving to himself against Torres, going to put that one up and in under very little coverage. Phoenix looking good early, up 6-2 again. Fleming missing their two-star players. Lancers also missing a couple of bodies that we'll get into, one of them being Alex Arsenault. As we see Iacono, the Pita Pit Subway Player of the Week, and oh my goodness, a rebound was attempted to be grabbed and a hard crash on the floor by Asher Richards right now. He is down. It did not look too good. He is moving very slightly here. Not sure if this is a hit, a shoulder injury. The head coach coming over. It looks like he's actually grabbing his wrist. So we might have a little bit of a break for just a moment, but we'll be right back. You're listening to OCAA men's basketball coverage on 91X CJLX FM. Welcome on back into the Lancer Dome here for OCAA men's basketball coverage. So we just had an injured player. They're still on the court, so we'll probably be a moment until play ends up resuming. It looks like a wrist injury, but Caleb, Lancers, again, going into this, looking over the stats and everything, it seemed like Loyalist was favored in almost every measure, and then you come here and you find out, all right, Fleming's two top players are ended up scratching, but Fleming looking very, very good early with the 6-2 lead.
Yeah, sometimes it's all about that underdog mentality, and I think a couple of guys who maybe don't get the shine that they normally used to because the two scorers are out there doing their job are finally getting the shot here tonight, and I think that what they're going to try to do is make the best of their mark and just go out and play with whatever they have out there, which is awesome to see. That's the kind of sportsmanship we like to see in the OCAA, and I would love to see these Fleming Phoenix really rise to the occasion from the ashes of their two players being down and scratches for this game here.
Now, speaking of the Lancers, again, Alex Arsenault, one of the scratches, typically playing about 21 minutes a game with 10 points and 6.6 rebounds, which is the team leader. So, again, both teams going into this not necessarily being the healthiest, but we're going to have the third leading scorer in the OCAA inbound the ball, and Jaden Jack going to be passed to Giovanni Torres. Again, 6-2 in favor of Fleming. Torres driving to the basket under heavy coverage. Fleming's able to grab that rebound, credited to Isaac Walker, who comes in for the injured Richards. Going to be Wiseman driving to the basket on the other side. Big block from right that's ended up getting a rebound there from Walker. Kind of quick, instant impact. Both sides of the court for Walker, looking good off the bench.
Yeah, Wright is a opposing force when it comes to under the net protection. He does a great job of blocking and also does a really good job of rebounding balls. Right now he's kind of sitting in that 5 position, or he's going to be the center for them tonight and has to be coming up pretty big underneath the boards.
Going to be Jaden Jack with it, drops off to Wright. Caleb just mentioned going against Walker, trying to find an opening, holding it here for several seconds. Shot clock's down all the way to 10. Jack looking for it, going for a high arcing three, and ends up getting it with that swish. Phoenix inbound, trying to bring it out of their own zone. It's Watts. 6:11 left to play. Pass ahead to Comga. Comga looking to drop it off to Wiseman. Wiseman heavily under pressure. Jack gets the steal, going all the way, not covered at all. Up and in for the lay-in. Jaden Jack again, the OCAA leading scorer last year. Great to see him back in the white and blue of the Lancers. Orlando Carius here. Passes to Watts. Watts trying to look for a screen, decides to go for the three himself and ends up getting that in with a switch as well. Darren Watts, one of the rookies for this Fleming squad, listed at 6 foot and also from Peterborough. Went to Adam Scott. Now Jack and the Lancers passes off to Iacono. And the Pita Pit Lancers Athlete of the Week, driving to the basket all the way, gives it last second. Yeah. Nick Dales under the basket.
Fantastic cut by Nick Dales. I was really wanting someone to really be in that space, and that's exactly what he needed to be in the right place at the right time there.
Lancers tie it up at 9 after looking a little shaky, starting off at that 6-2 in favor of Phoenix. And the other way, it's going to be Wiseman who tries to pass it to Walker. The pass gets intercepted. It's going to be Jack with it, who breaks away, trying to find an oopening. It's 1-on-3.
Oh!
For the alley-oop.
Oh my God!
There was a collision. Oh my goodness. So Dales and Iacono try going.
I think Iacono was going to dunk on Nick Dales.
I was about to say, oh my goodness.
That's two bodies in this gym.
I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. So Jaden Jack ends up stealing that, and there's a foul on the play, so we'll go back for a second. Jack ends up stealing it. The ball's rolling. He gets across the court, sees the open men in Dales and Iacono, throws it up for the alley-oop, and both guys go at it, and nobody ends up coming up with it. So kind of an insane turn of events.
And if you really think about it, there was actually a Fleming guy who actually blocked all the attempts at that point. So was it an attempt? Was it not an attempt? I think Iacono was going to dunk on Nick Dales if given the opportunity.
So Isaac Walker again coming in this game early as a substitution due to the injury. First free throw is good. We're going to credit the Lancer foul to Tristan Wright, one of the 6'6 forwards of the Lancers, and Walker's going to be 2 for 2 at the line. Fleming in the lead 11-9. Looks like we're going to have Tablate coming to check in a moment, but it's Nick Dales. The Lancers trying to score a basket first. Dales sized up as a man, driving the basket on the inside, goes for the jump shot and gets it in no problem. Tied up at 11. Watts. Guarded by Iacono. Great defensive effort. It ends up getting picked off for a second. Wiseman realizes that, is able to re-steal it. Goes up for the shot. Almost looked like it was going to pop out, but it's going to be in. 13-11 in favor of the Phoenix. Jack. Now for the Lancers, Iacono in front of him. Decides to pass it. Iacono one-on-one. Gives it off to Dales. He comes charging right in front of the basket. Goes for a jump shot. Nick Dales is on fire.
Yeah, Nick Dales has the last 6 points here for the Lancers and some nice, easy, inside the key shots opening up for him.
Watts One of the Phoenix guards decides to put up a three, goes off the front of the basket. Now Torres with some fancy dribbling almost loses it, have to quickly give it back to Jack. 13-13 with 4 minutes left to play. This is OCAA men's basketball action as Jack puts up a three and looked good, but ends up going in and out. Phoenix now the other way. Nizami off the bench, looking Iacono, trying to poke it away, not able to do so. Nizami looking for an opening, trying to do what he can. The three-man coverage of the Lancers gets through it in Henry Malcolm Kamga. Tries to go up for the shot, but gonna get fouled.
Yeah, exactly. Not a great pass in the key there. Really pass into a 3-on-1 situation, but a great job by the Fleming player of really just handling that and then going up strong for himself.
So we're gonna see some free throws from Kamga. And a couple of substitutions from both squads. Not going to go over the names because it's way it's way too many for both squads right now. But it looks like 2 to 3 substitutions apiece. Again, Henry Malcolm Kamga listed at 6'6", one of the forwards. Again, another first-year player. If we're going down the list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 rookies for this Fleming squad. Had to count it out to make sure we're accurate, but we're going to have a whistle on the play.
I think call a line violation here on White. So extra shot for the Fleming, which is great for the Fleming guy because he missed it.
Fleming is in the lead here, 14-13, 3:39. We'll have to go on this one. Going to have the second shot from Kamga, and it is good. So 1 for 2 at the line. Another substitution. It's going to be O'Day Smith. Is the Phoenix now up 15-13. Tablate recently checked in for the Lancers, as well as Benfilia. It's going to be Dales. Drops it off to Jack. Jack driving to the basket. Gives it back to Dales, who has an opening on the three-point line. Decides to reposition, go up for a three again. And Nick Dales is on fire!
Heat him up! Heat him up!
Nizami now the other way. Lancers with a 1-point lead, getting the screen from Walker. Nizami looking, passing off to Wiseman. Tablate able to get his hands in front of it, trying to go for that interception, but both players get their their hands on the ball, so we're gonna have a jump ball, which is kind of an inbound. Here, kind of funny, call it a jump ball, but like...
Well, in the NBA, technically, they would have jump balls for that situation.
A little bit of different technicalities here, but Wiseman looking for the inbound. Nizami making some room for it. 12 on the shot clock, guarded by Jack. Jack pokes it away. Driving out, Jack on a 1-on-2, trying to do what he can.
Wow, and he sure does.
Takes it to the basket, gets it through, no call on the play. Jack looking around, hoping there was something. Not going to be the case. Nizami now. Lancers ahead 18-15. Guarded by Jack. Walker sets the screen. Nizami finds Walker on the inside. Dribbles, pivots, goes back up. Ventimiglia jumps a little bit before. Going to get called on the foul as the Lancers.
With Ventimilia's height, he really didn't even have to jump for that one. I think a nice controlled reach right there probably would have been the exact same outcome as him getting in the sky for that ball.
Seth Bentalila, one of the first years for the Lancers, listed at 6'8". So when Caleb's saying he doesn't need to jump, he might not need to.
He honestly would have blocked it standing on his feet right there.
So it's going to be Walker back at the free throw line again, coming in for the injury earlier and playing some pretty big minutes for this Fleming squad. Again, two big scratches for the side of the Phoenix as the first shot is no good. And those scratches again being Monty Maynard and Jordan Morgan, the leading scorer, and their second leading scorer as the second shot is good. Blanche is still in the lead here, 18-16, 2:39 on the clock. Jack bringing it down the court. A little bit of a extra kind of knock away from the ball that catches Jack in the face from Nizami, so no extra foul per se, because refs don't call anything, but the ball does go out of bounds off Fleming. So we're going to see Kobe Tablate, one of the guards here, quickly passing to Dales, trying to find an opening. Dales pivoting, looking for an opening, finds Iacono. Iacono trying to get the ball out, gets stolen under pressure, and now it's going to be O'Day Smith.
Yeah, that's a bad pass by O'Day there as he tried to go for a bounce pass. That's a ball that you must go above the defender. Make sure to take away everything else from there.
So Fleming in transition end up losing the ball, but they're going to inbound. We're going to see Francesco Pelusi come in for Dales, who again, Dales is having a crazy first quarter, so Coach Kevin McGuire wanted to give him a little bit of a break before heading into the second one. So Phoenix to inbound. It's going to be Watts. Nizami. Guarded by 2. To the outside and Raymond. Raymond pivoting, going for the jump shot. Just outside the key, going to be no good. Rebounded by Matthew Iacono and Jack now in transition. Pass it to Paolucci. Paolucci having a monster game last week. To Blate for a 3. Going to get off the basket. Iacono tries getting a hand on it, but kind of just throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he was trying to pass it back to Blate, but Blate was not there anymore.
So Jack going to come out. Giovanni Torres going to recheck in. It's a little bit of a mix for both teams compared to their starters and their bench out. 1:57 on the clock. Pass goes way ahead on that inbound to Julius Raymond. Zemi pivoting. Trying to get away from all the defenders here. Walker setting the screen. Still waiting. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Repivoting. Trying to do a drop-off just under the basket. Ventimiglia there with a big body. I think he got a hand on it. So credit him with the block to Blate. Trying to break through against an uneven matchup, but throws it up for a layup off the backboard. Nizami. Spinning. Oh. They get called on a travel, so has to pass it off. O'Day Smith, excuse me. Under the basket to Walker. Ventimiglia again, jumping a little bit early, so that's back-to-back here. And again, he's in the right position. He was perfect on that block a second ago, but every time he's jumping, he's getting called on a foul.
Yeah, he's going to have less minutes in this game if he continues to be untamed when he's going for the block. He has to make sure that if he's going up, the other guy must be going up. There's no point in getting there early if you're not taking away, especially with this height advantage. He could have just pressed over him and done the exact same thing as jumping.
So, Ureli Dumoy checking up for the first time for the Lancers, wearing the number 0 jersey, and the first free throw coming up is good from Isaac Walker. Waiting for the second shot. Lancers in the lead 2017. Lancers with 5 team fouls and the Phoenix with 0. As the second shot's missed, Walker gets his own rebound, goes up for the shot. Gonna be no good. Paolucci goes sprawling, trying to come up with it, and the referee, I think, is calling an extra foul on this one. I thought it just went out of bounds. But I think this is going to go against Isaac Walker. He's kind of looking at the referee like, what in the world's going on?
Isaac Walker was trying to make up for his through throw. So he missed his through throw, got it back, tried to make the layup, missed the layup, and then picked up a foul, which is a terrible transition there.
But first foul of the game for Fleming, coming 9 minutes into this one. So Fleming staying out of foul trouble, and again, getting a little bit short man from some of their star players. It's going to be Iacono under the basket, guarded by Walker that entire time. Great defense from Walker, but Iacono ends up finding an angle and getting the shot up and in. Good persistence there from Iacono as Nizami's up against Torres. Torres really pressuring him. 33 on the game clock, 13 on the shot. Gonna be Watts. Gets picked off there by Matthew Iacono. And they're gonna have a foul from Isaac Walker immediately.
That's 2 back-to-back fouls for Isaac Walker there.
I think just reacting to the steal, hoping that didn't want to give up a breakaway by any sort, so committing that foul. Fleming's going to make a substitution. Going to be O'Day Smith coming out for Henry Malcolm Kamga. Or excuse me, Asher Richards. So it looks like Richards is back in this one after the injury earlier, so awesome to see him back in play. It's going to be Matthew Iacono, 16 on the game clock. It's just a few seconds ahead of the shot clock. Lance is trying to pivot on the three-point line, now driving to the basket. Iacono just throws up a floater and gets it in under heavy coverage. Fleming having to make a shot here. 1 second on the shot clock. Zemi realizes he puts the shot up, and that's going to conclude the first quarter. Lancers looking mighty fine, except for the team fouls. We'll see if they're able to correct that. They're in the lead 24-17 against the Fleming Phoenix. This is OCAA men's basketball coverage on 91X CJLX FM. coming in after a dominant first quarter that Fleming actually looked pretty solid coming out of a quick early injury for the Fleming Phoenix. Kind of put a stop to their early success. Lancers ended up being able to tie it at 9, and now closing out the first, Lancers with the lead, and now Fleming's trying to see what they can do here in quarter number 2. Again, Nick Dale's looking like he was on fire in quarter number 1. Gonna be Comga, who ends up getting a block from the Lancers, but they're able to recover here. Asher with it. You see Comga taking a dive under the basket, no foul called. Shot from Watts on the 3 is no good. Tablate now driving the other way. Tablate putting up a floater, no good. Gets his own rebound out to Iacono. Wide open for 3 and end up missing. So back-to-back misses for the Lancers. Again, Lancers do struggle at the 3-point line, so don't expect that to be too often of a shot that we see throughout this match. First shot's going to be no good. Second one is also missed from Kamga. Tablate ahead to Uriel Demoy, and ends up stepping out of bounds, but under double coverage.
Yeah, Lancers just not finding their opportunity on offense here, but they have done a really great job at rim protecting the other side. Their defense has been stellar, as it's really kept the Phoenix at bay in this game so far.
Tablate inbounds it, gonna be Torres. Torres fakes a 3, pivots, goes to Iacono. Iacono drives to the basket, tries to drop it off to Demoy, and it's picked off. Fleming now the other way. Wiseman goes up. Pelusi almost getting a hand on it, but shot's going to be off the mark. Credit the rebound to Kobe Tablate. Tablate looking good off the bench, trying to be involved in every notion of every play. Torres to Pelusi to Demoy. High pass to Torres. Thinks about a 3. Pivots, goes. They go for a jump shot, ends up going on the floor. Iacono comes up with the rebound, gets it under the basket, falls into one of the Fleming players here. A little slow to get up, but on the other way, we're going to see a huge play coming through. The dunk is attempted, but blocked, and a foul called on the play. Henry Malcolm Kamga trying to give the Lancer faithful something to watch.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm Lancers and I went up for that block, I think that's a great take right there. Honestly, that's a great play at the ball. It could go 50-50 on that one, where the Lancer player wins that draw there, and sadly it was called a foul there.
Referees are just having a quick discussion here. Looks like nothing's really going to change, so we're still going to see Cam go up for some free throws. But again, I think when we're comparing the two teams, Loyalist does have the advantage in scoring, rebounding, and depth, but Fleming's got to compete if they can exploit Loyalist turnovers and 3-point defense. Again, Fleming much better at the 3-point line comparatively to the Lancers.
Yeah, some quick little stats while we're listening or having the 3 throws. Total points off of rebounds, Lancers are up 15 to Fleming's 10. So right now we're doing a really good job of staying on the board and going back up with the ball there, and we'd love to see that continue throughout this game.
As Kamga misses both of the free throws, so Lancers still in the lead, 24-17, 8:24 left in the first half. It's going to be Pelosi from a pass from Jack. This is Torres, and they spin it all the way back around to Jack on the left side and puts it up, and Jaden Jack gets the 3. So Owen Wiseman, one of the few non-rookies of the Fleming squad, drops it. Gonna be Watts now, who ends up giving it over. Romeo Kagenza now on a complete breakaway, going up and getting the layup. And that's gonna bring a timeout on the floor from Coach Josh Williams and the Fleming Phoenix. Lancers in the lead, 29-17. This is OCAA men's basketball coverage on CJLX 91X FM. Welcome back inside the Lancer Dome. Loyalist Lancers against the Fleming Phoenix. The Lancers up 29-17. My name's Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagat.
So just coming out of that timeout, just looking at a couple stats really quickly. Right now, the Lancers doing a fantastic job at really taking care of the steals. For steals points, we have 8 to their 0. And the Lancers just doing a really good job of playing defense at the highest level right now.
Sammy going to get called on a travel. The Lancers only have to play defense for a couple of seconds before getting that goal on the offense. Referee's going to change them from the baseline to the sideline. Pelosi inbounds to Jack. Lancers up 29-17. Iacona sets the screen. Jack tries to go back through the man. Gets poked away from Kamga. That's ended up getting rebounded and put back in there from Jack. So kind of a quick transition play. Ends up working out even though this was gave up. But Nazim on the other way. Nazemi gets that bucket. Lancers in the lead at 31-19. Jack to Torres. This is Kagenza. Iacona under the basket, spinning. What's up the shot? No good. Rid of the rebound to Asher Richards. Wiseman. Nazemi. Get it back to Asher. Asher calling for Nazemi to come back. Phoenix still with some time. 10 on the shot clock. Nazemi drops to his knees. Tries to find an opening. Jack ends up stealing with some mighty fine dribbles up to Torres. Torres goes up for the rebound. And it's going to be good.
Yeah, once again, another fast break point for the Lancers. They're really capitalizing and being fast and explosive as soon as they get that steal.
I just said goes up for the rebound. That was a shot, not a rebound, just to clarify. And on the other way, a three-point shot from Mo Nazemi. The Lancers in the lead by 10, 6:31. Left in this first half. Torres trying to get around Nazemi. Nazemi's going to get called on a foul. He's trying to get around him. So not as much foul trouble here early for the Lancers in comparison to that first quarter. Again, they hit 5 fouls rather quickly. Fleming didn't get their first foul until 9 minutes into that first quarter. Lancers inbound, and still with that 10-point lead. Gonna be Dales. Dales in motion to Kagenza. Kagenza on a 1-of-1, thinking about it. Tries to find Jack on the other side. Jack fakes it, trips out his man, and then under the basket. Tries to pass it off to Thomas Pound. There's going to be a foul on the play.
Yeah, I think this is Pound's first time on the court for the Lancers here.
I was just about to say that.
Looking like he's trying to still get his legs under his feet there.
Thomas Pound as one of the centers here. Again, Lancers got 2 centers out, listed at 6'7". Again, first-year player coming from Toronto, more specifically Toronto Secondary School Central Attack. Torres. Guarded heavily, ends up pivoting and making some extra steps. Doesn't get to travel, gets the basket. Wiseman now trying to answer. It's a screen set, drops it to Kamga, goes high on that shot. Gonna go off the upper backboards. Rebound Romeo Kagenza of the Lancers. Gives it to Jack. Jack having an opening but pivoting from the free throw line, going up for a jump shot, and it's good.
Yeah, if you're going to give Jack that much space, he's going to abuse it every single time. Jack is a fantastic player, especially when it comes off of the three-point line. Makes a really fast cut and then drops off at that elbow and pops a shot.
Again, Jaden Jack, third in OCAA scoring and the OCAA scoring champion last year as Wiseman missed the basket. Initial rebound there from Kamga, and they go up again, missed the basket. Lancers get it. They're in the lead 37-22. Kagenza for 3 off the mark. Hits the backboard. Just behind the rim. Rebound by Asher. Wiseman driving, sees he's got an opening, stops, goes for the jump shot, no good. Kagenza on another rebound here. Kagenza, one of the smaller players for the Lancers at 6'1", but coming up with a few nice rebounds. Jack dribbles through legs, driving to the basket, drops off to Kagenza, and Kagenza from the defensive effort to the offensive.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. That is fantastic basketball the Lancers are playing right now. Very unselfish, very team-oriented ball. They're playing defense aggressively hard underneath on both sides and then just going out and passing the ball and finding the best opportunities for everyone.
Wiseman trying to do, I think, like a fancy pass of some sort because he ends up just giving it up there, but it didn't look like it really got out of his hands the way he wanted. So I think he's going for a no-look pass. Lancers trying to get up that shot, and Dale's going to be off the mark, but there's going to be a foul call on the play.
Yeah, on Pound. He's going to get called for the over-the-back foul there.
So that's going to be the second team foul of the Lancers again. First for Pound. You're going to see Walker check back in. A couple of other players as well in Darius Aline. And we're going to see Darren Watts, who again was one of the key ball handlers with Wiseman. Watts ahead immediately to Walker, guarded by Kagenza. Huge size mismatch, and Walker just drives into him. But it looks like Kagenza might not have been set.
Yeah, or maybe they're calling him for the flop, but it's really hard to tell sometimes.
So Kagenza picking up a foul. That's going to be the third team foul. That's Kagenza's first. Romeo Kagenza wearing the number 4 jersey for Loyalist. Wearing the number 8 jersey, Darren Watts of Phoenix to inbound. Just waiting for the ref to give him the ball. Does so. Quick pass in to Aline. Aline pivoting back to Walker. Size mismatch under the basket again. Trying to go for the shot. Pound coming through.
Yeah, I think they're going to call Kagenza on that foul there. Definitely playing.
Yeah, so Kagenza gets the foul, but I mean, I think good thing for Pound because it looks like he was going to get the foul call on himself. So Kagenza kind of committed it earlier. probably a good thing for Pound there. So Iacono going to be coming in for Kagenza, and again, Kagenza and Nick Dales, two players I think have looked mighty fine early in this one. Jaden Jack again, typically adding a ton of points for the Lancers, doing so early. I want to give a shout to those other two players, but we see Isaac Walker now at the line. The first shot is good. And the second shot is good as well, so 2 for 2 at the line. Again, Fleming, 57.7% from the free throw line. As we see Iacono, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Him, the Lancers. There's a Jack, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Lancers need to find an opening. Ends up getting poked away by Watts on a pass attempt to Dales.
Yeah, and there's 1 second now on the shot clock.
Okay. We'll see what the Lancers cook up on this. And it looks like we're actually going to have a timeout on the court. Just this 1 second. Something we got to draw up good. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Lancers in the lead, 39-24. You're listening to OCAA basketball action on 91X CJLX FM. Welcome on back inside the Lancer Dome. My name's Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagan. Some Wednesday night men's basketball action. Typically speaking, we do have the women's and men's game, but Fleming doesn't have a women's basketball team. Similarly to how Loyalist does have a women's soccer team, but not a men's team. Of course, if you're listening locally on 91X or tuning into the YouTube channel, we'd love to have you out at the Lancer Dome for any home volleyball or basketball games. They are free, but realize there is construction at the front of the building, so it's a little bit different. But you enter through the library as the 1 second shot goes up by Torres. Lancers draw it up, get the shot off. Gonna be no good. Was actually a really good look for Torres. Just didn't end up making the shot again. Lancers do struggle for three. As we see on the other side, Fleming finding an opening. We're going to have a three-point shot from Aline, a little bit wide on the outside. Walker gets it, goes up for the shot. Looks like it's going to be an and one as the Lancers commit the foul.
Yeah, that's a great take by Walker. Walker's been aggressively strong for himself and for his team underneath the boards, have constantly been in that kind of battle state for that lower ground there, and has come up strong on many occasions. He does falter a little bit at that free throw line, but he's good for it today.
And Walker gets the and one. I think I've only seen him miss 2 out of the maybe 7 or 8 attempts of free throws here. Definitely getting a lot of opportunities at the line as Isaac Walker is jacked. Tries to go the other way, and Walker looked like he got the block on it, but then stares at the ref in disbelief for getting a foul call. And the Phoenix coach is not happy about this. Walker.
Yeah, well, Walker picks up his third in the second, so definitely going to be on restricted minutes going for the rest of this game here.
And I mean, I totally understand why the Fleming coach is upset with that. Again, having one of your players that's playing phenomenally, killing it at the free throw line, and again, coming in for the injury a little bit earlier and showing he was prepared and ready to take off in this game, if you will. Loyal still in the lead 39-27, but we're going to see Jaden Jack shoot a couple of threes. The first one's going to be good. Lancers shooting at 69.5%, and Jack making both of those baskets. Lynch is up 41-27. As Watts passes it to the side, end up spinning around the whole rim and goes back to Watts, goes for the three. It's going to be no good.
Yeah, they're going to call 5 seconds in the key on Fleming here. A lot of good ball movements, but I think the first shooter, number 8, probably should have pulled it, as he probably had the best look at the jump, and it really would have got his team going.
Again, as we talked about earlier, one of the problems with Fleming is they've struggled to score and obviously missing 2 of their big bodies. You're looking over at the Lancers. They average about 84.7 points per game. As Dales goes up the shot, going to be no good. Rebounded by O'Day Smith. Now fast the other way, Watts. Hooked away for half a second, but ended up getting recovered by Fleming, and Asher Richards goes up for the layup, and it's good. Now Jack, and the Lancers. To Torres, thinks about a 3, decides against it, drives into O'Day Smith. Shot's gonna be no good. A bunch of bodies in the air, and there's gonna be a foul on the play.
I'm gonna call it on 32. So that'll be a second foul.
That's going to be Asher Richards, who again picked up the injury a little bit earlier, but again, good to see him back in this game. So we'll see Matthew Iacono, again, the Pita Pit Player of the Week for the Loyalist Lancers. Again, would love for you to follow the Loyalist Lancers on all social media platforms, and if you are following on the YouTube channel, we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date with all OCAA games, again, basketball and volleyball. A lot more of the season left. Second shot's gonna be no good. Lancers in the lead 41-29. Lancers strip it away. Now Jack, Richards right behind him. Kind of draping himself over Jack there. No call on the play, but Torres trying to get around Darius Aline, excuse me. And there's going to be another foul on the play, so both teams in foul trouble now at 5 apiece. To see Ventilila, excuse me.
Yeah, Ventilila also sees himself in some foul early on in this game, picking up 2 in the first. So hopefully he can stay calm here and not pick up any more, so his team could use him in the long stretch of this game here.
Torres on that first basket is good. 2:18 left to play in this first half. And shot up is good. So Fleming now trying to string anything together. Get some offensive possessions. Try to have some stops, see what they can do to close this gap before the end of the third. A pass that's, I'm not sure if that pass was off or if the reception was a little bit funky, but the pass was intended for Julius Raymond, and he could just not get a handle on that ball.
Yeah, he must have been eating popcorn because that ball was mighty slippery out of his hands there.
So ends up being last touched by a Lancer, even though it does come on, or sorry, it was not necessarily guarded or held very well from Fleming, but it looks like we're going to have another timeout on the floor, so we'll take a quick break and be right back. You're listening to OCAA men's basketball action here on 91X CJLX FM. Welcome back inside the Lancer Dome here for OCAA basketball action between the Fleming Phoenix and the home crowd Loyalist Lancers. My name's Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Seguin on the color commentary. Have just over 2 minutes left to play in this first half. Phoenix inbound here. We're going to get a charging foul on the inbound.
Yeah, it's going to be an offensive foul, and Lancers will pick up that one. Great job by Jared Jack to find that opposing player and really find a way to get under his skin. I think it could have been a little bit of a flop, but sometimes that's what you got to take. And that puts Richardson on the bench now with 3 fouls as well. So great take by Jack there.
So Asters Richards picks up his 3rd foul again, both at 5 apiece. So I'm surprised there was no shots, but I guess for the offensive foul that way, it's not going to end up being free throws. But Iacono trying to put up kind of an uneasy layup that's off the mark under heavy coverage. Zemi to Watts. Watts driving the entire time. Going to go off the rim and out. Credit the rebound to Jack. Lobs it ahead to Dales. Minute 35 on the game clock. Dales on a dribble to Jack. Jack trying to dribble, loses it for a second, and Zemi goes flying, pokes it away. It's going to be out of bounds. Zemi with that extra effort, so just knocks some time off the shot clock. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, you got to love the effort by Zemi. They're really not giving up on that ball and trying to make the best out of every situation.
Dale's here with 8 on the shot clock, trying to drive on the size mismatch. Goes up for the shot, going to be no good. Rebounded by Fleming and Kamga. Zemi now against Iacono, breaks through his man, trying to take it all the way. Is not able to finish. Rebound Iacono. Gives it to Torres. To Jack. Jack dribbles with Vincent Lila, setting that screen. 2-man coverage here. Jack needing to get out of it. Minute left to play. Fleming to end up stealing it. Gonna be Raymond who drops it to Kamga. He's not able to actually get the shot. I have no idea what happened there, but Fleming stuck on this 29-point mark. Loyalist at 43. Fleming's gonna commit a foul. Gonna be Henry Malcolm Kamga against Torres, and Torres holding his knee for a second. I'm not exactly sure if that was just the way that it fell or if he picked up a knock on that, but slowly feeling his left knee, so I think he did pick up a little bit of an injury there from that heavier collision. 45.8 on the game clock, 43-29, Loyalists in the lead, looking mighty strong. Torres on the first free throw, it's gonna be good. Fairly packed crowd here at the Lancer Dome, which we love to see throughout the entire season. Crowds have been phenomenal. Cheering on these young athletes. Torres, second shot is good. So we're gonna see Uriel Demoy, 6'3" forward, rookie, coming to the game, but also we're gonna see a timeout on the floor. We're gonna stick with you throughout this. We're not gonna send you to a break because we've been doing that way too much here, but once again, my name is Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Seguin. I've been covering the Loyalist Lancers for a few years, and I think one of the cool things with this is, you know, you hear about Loyalist College, it's in the area, and there's kind of like this pizzazz, but unless you're a student, you don't really get to feel like you're a part of the community, but coming out to these games is something that anybody can come and enjoy. It's a great family atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly, and plus, we love the support. We love to get this gym jumping with excitement because our Lancers come out here and they play, and they put on a performance for all of us to see, and it's awesome to see. And also, who doesn't love a good camaraderie and a little team effort out there? What are you going to do on a Wednesday night? Guess what? We're coming to watch basketball.
So we only got a few seconds here before the boys get back at it, but I mean, when we're talking about the practices, the schedules, how inducive, as a former Loyalist Lancer yourself, how crazy is the schedule as a student athlete?
So generally you have 4 practices a week. You have a weights here and there. Sometimes the men's and women's basketball time even practice 6 times a week because they're all about cardio. It's constant running. It's constant going and moving, especially as a varsity athlete. You have to make sure you're on top of your studies as well as staying in your peak form. So it's a grind, but it's a grind that you're willing to fight with.
So Watts on the inbound to Nazemi, guarded by Torres, and Torres going to commit a foul instantly. You can see Nazemi's shirt get completely moved off of his chest there. So Torres did get a little bit of extra hands on it. It's going to be the first foul from Torres, but again, as both teams are at 5 fouls, we're going to see some free throws. Mo Nazemi from Newmarket. Again, I'm not going to go through and count all of them again, but I think it was 13 or 14 first-year players here for Fleming, so complete mix-up comparatively, as generally speaking, there is a lot of second or sometimes even third-year players, but a lot of the college programs are just 2 years. Both of the free throws are missed, and again, I don't have a timer on me, but Fleming really stuck on this 29-point mark as Jack quickly passes to Dale. Two-man coverage against Dale, able to get it away to Demoy. Demoy under heavy pressure. Mazemi pokes it away. Torres with it, goes for the jump shot. It's going to end up just going off the bottom netting. So the shot's fairly off, and the other way, the single man tries to go for the shot, not going to be good. It passes it off to Raymond. It goes for the shot, it's no good. Fleming end up rebounding again, still trying to get this shot up, trying to get this elusive 29 off the board. With just 7 on the shot clock. 3-point goes up, and it's going to be another missed shot for the Phoenix. Jack on the rebound with 2 on the shot clock, having to get it out. Torres for 3. No good, no good. That's going to do it for the first half of play. We'll be back with the second momentarily. Lancers up 45-29. You're listening to OCAA men's basketball coverage on 91X CJLX FM. Welcome back into the Lancer Dome. My name is Stephen Chill alongside Caleb Sagan. This is OCAA men's basketball action between the Fleming Phoenix and the Loyalist Lancers. We've got the stats page in front of us, and oh my goodness, Jaden Jack, last year's OCAA scoring champion. Top three right now, dropping 16 points to kick us off. Jaden Jack now with the drive into the basket, trying to see if he can get up, and now we're at 18 points.
Yeah, exactly. Scoring at will out here.
Going to be Orlando Carrias. Last option is Zemi. Went up against Jack. Iacono tries stripping away, as does Jack. Nazemi does great to hold possession for it. And Carrias goes for the three, and Fleming starting things wet. Going to be right ahead to Dales. Bounce pass to Tablate. Tablate trying to dive to the basket. Runs into the Fleming defender. Going to get called on an offensive. Oh, nope. It's going to be the Fleming defender that gets called on a foul here. Didn't know what the call was, excuse me. Spoke a little bit early, so it's going to be the first team foul here for Fleming, but the second of the game for Orlando Carrias. Carrias in his fourth year again, as we talked about earlier. Fleming primarily rookies, but the one absolute veteran, Carrias from Toronto at 5'11". And Kobe Tablate for the Lancers, putting up two shots. First one's good. Lancers ahead 48-32, very, very dominant throughout this. As mentioned earlier, if you're tuning in a little bit late, Phoenix missing their top two players. Trying to stay in this one. Second shot is good. Lancers 49-32 ahead. Nazemi against Tablate with some fancy dribbles, able to get away from his man with an extra block and a good pass under the basket that Kamga can't put away. Lancers in transition the other way. Jack bounces off a Fleming player. Right now with it to Iacono. Thinks about the three. Pivots. Tries to go for a step up for the floater. No good. Gets his own rebound. Goes up a second time. And Matthew Iacono. And oh my goodness, the inbound gets stripped away. And then there's another foul here against Fleming. I don't know if possibly you could have had like a worse string of events.
Yeah, exactly. Tablate immediately steals the ball. Goes up for whatever that might have been. It was most likely a layup, but then got absolutely housed. But they called a foul on Fleming on that one. And the bench was
Fleming not catching a break at all early. As we see Tablate on the first free throw. It's going to be good. Bump up that score from the Lancers, 52-32. We already see in motion Kamga trying to get down. If the shot's missed, maybe a pass ahead. Tablate not going to miss though.
Yeah, Tablate has 4 of his last points, all from the free throws.
Zemi up against Tablate. Tries to get through all of the Lancers, and they all kind of pivot towards the right side. Sees the open left lane, takes it, and gets the Lancers to commit a foul. So checking up on the board here. It's going to be the third foul here on Tristan Wright. Doesn't look like any kind of substitutions are happening. Sometimes we see that as players, again, foul out if they get 5. So Wright on 3. Zemi on the first free throw is good. Lancers ahead by 20. Fleming really hoping for a big third quarter. Second shot is good. Right on the inbound quickly to Jack. Jack moving quickly ahead to Dales. Dales getting, I guess, manhandled, lack of a better term, all the way down there. I think there was a realization that that was the plan from second one, trying to prevent that free basket. Does prevent the free basket, but Dale's now going to have to go to the line.
I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, the only point scored in this second half and this third period is literally been on fouls. It's been foul after foul after foul. We got a gym foul number at 4 in the first 2 minutes of this.
Yeah, I was about to say that again. That first quarter, there was a ton of fouls on the side of the Lancers. Fleming committing their first 9 minutes into this one. Iacono talking with the referee, trying to check this out again. Lancers shooting 69.5% from the free throw line. And Dale's making that number look good, making the first. And the second one's going to be no good. Iacono tries coming up with the rebound, but just puts it out of bounds. So Oh my God, okay, no he didn't, excuse me. I went, I guess that went off a Fleming player. And the Lancers inbound. I was not thinking that's what happened at all. My oh my. Pass over to Dales, gets picked off by Nazemi.
And Iacono has been begging for this ball down low as he has a massive mismatch with a point guard on him. We could have automatically bullied, but the Lancers just not looking into the key.
O'Day Smith going to come into this game. As Fleming still trailed by 20. Jack's going to inbound. Dale's in motion. The intended target decides to go to Iacono on the inside. Iacono driving against his man under the basket. Shot's going to get, shot's no good, but the rebound's going to get credited to Smith. And on the other side, Carey putting up a three off the inner rim and out to Blate with the rebound. Going to be Dales quickly to Iacono. Thinks about the three, goes against it, drives to the basket, takes down the Fleming player. No call on the play to Blate. And swings it to Jack, who swings it to Dales. Dales driving to the basket, swings it out to Iacono. Lance is trying to find the proper shot. Iacono with a hop, skip, jump, layup. Good.
Yeah, once again, congratulations on all that talking. There's a lot of ball movement, which is what we like to see in this Lancer Dome here.
Mo Nazemi gets poked away from Jack. Jack almost gave it up. A nifty little dribble and good body position to make sure Fleming wasn't able to get a hand on it. 56-34. Loyalist Lancers in the lead against the Fleming Phoenix. Jack puts up a high shot that's going to be off the mark, a little to the left, if you will. Now the other way. Going to be Watts driving. Teammates now in motion. Iacono trying to not let him do anything. The pass goes, but Iacono getting the tip. So Fleming to inbound with 15 on the shot clock. 7:25 left in the third. Curious inbounds. Nazemi immediately shoots the two. Three. I saw the referee in front of me. I saw him hold up two fingers, and I was like, oh, and then he throws up the thumb for the third. So good on the third. I thought he might have been touching the line there. Gonna be the case, and an alley-oop from Blate to Iacono. It's gonna be off the mark. O'Day Smith rips it away from Iacono. Iacono, I think, is hurt from that, but Dales ends up stripping it away. Lance is trying to go again here. Gonna go for potentially the alley-oop, doesn't able to do so. Pass off to the side to Dales, and a heavy challenge coming through from Darren Watts.
Yeah, if we can't make the dunk, we will find a way to get a foul. So when in doubt, count on the foul.
Watching that entire way, I'm like, I think they're going to want to try to redo this, but that's not going to be the case.
They could have thrown an alley to Nick Dales. I think they could have. They should have trusted Nick Dales in that situation.
True. It would have been phenomenal content, but Fleming's going to take a break after that one. Lynch is in the lead, 58-37. You're listening to men's OCAA basketball action on 91X CJLX FM. Welcome on back inside the Lancer Dome. Lancers leading pretty heavily here, 58-37 against the Fleming Phoenix. We're going to have Nick Dale shooting some free throws after an chaotic, trying to find the right words here, a little chaotic back and forth. And this shot is going to be good. Lancers 59-37. As Smith now brings it up the floor for the Phoenix, guarded by Wright. Tries to drop it off to his man, poked away for half a second, but recovered. It's going to be Sandoval here. Sandoval going up off the backboard and getting the bucket. Now Jack to Blate. Right up the floor, Lance didn't get it over. Center line, do so. Back to Pelosi. Pelosi, haven't seen too much of him off the bench, but did in the previous game. Jack driving to the basket, decides to pass it to Pelosi. Pelosi up for the shot, and it's good.
Hey, asking you shall receive, Pelosi will. Make it rain.
Sandoval against Tablate. Head on the three-point line. In motion, passes to Raymond. Raymond decides to go for the jump shot just outside of the free throw line. Going to be no good. Credit the rebound to Jaden Jack. Again, Jack coming away from that first half with 16 points. Goes up for the shot. Going to be no good. Sandoval on that rebound. Now thinking about a shot. Tries to pass. Jack with a steal. Ahead to Tablate, who's alone here. O'Day Smith trying to get back. Tablate keeps it inbound as Dale's trying to just poke it to Pelosi and really just needing to slow it down there for a second as the Lancers.
Yeah, and that would be Jared Jack's 8th steal of the night. He is absolutely cooking with them.
I have to leave a nice tip afterwards. Lancers ahead 61-39. Almost halfway through this third quarter, 5:40 left to play. Again, Loyalist hasn't used their bench too much, even with this rather large lead. Wanted to make sure they're playing optimally as much as possible. Fleming on the missed shot. Now Giovanni Torres passes to right. Right goes for the three. It's going to be clean. So smooth. Sandoval against Underwood. The first minutes on the floor from Aiden Underwood. Down to Raymond. Raymond driving to the basket. Referee's going to say no basket and an offensive foul. And so O'Day Smith just walked out of the gym. I'm not sure if there was something extra that was going on there. Very confused. I'm not sure if there was like an injury or something. He's coming back. I think he's okay. I was just
he's just a player who wears his heart on his sleeve there.
Pass ahead that's getting picked off here and thrown ahead. We're going to get the point coming through for the Phoenix in Julius Raymond. Quick reaction from Fleming. And cool and collected throughout. Underwood now pivoting, trying to find an opening. Finds Torres. Torres driving to the basket.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a pass just under it to right, and he sinks it.
Fantastic job by Torres by recognizing right. Had the mismatch there, and
Pelosi steals it from a mid-court pass and just up and in. Trying to see if Chatin could get a photo of that one. 68-41 Lancers in the lead. Driving, Raymond decides to pass it to Karius. Karius goes up for that three, and it's good.
Yeah, Karius is their three-point shooter in this game tonight. Is mostly kind of that corner player who waits for that shot, so good on him for hitting those ones when he needs to.
Pelosi deciding to take the jump shot himself, and Pelosi looking good on these shots. Again, it's a little surprised we didn't see him too much in this game, but now that we see him.
He is making himself known now. Jack's trying to pick up a double-double here on steals alone here.
Underwood tries to poke away a missed pass from Fleming. Ref's going to call a jump ball.
And he's actually going to call a foul, possibly.
Oh, excuse me,
on number 2 there.
Yep. So Underwood being called on the foul. We're going to see Randall Brown check in for the Lancers. So referee's having an extra call here. Or maybe not an extra call, but really taking his time to explain the foul. A moment ago. It doesn't look like anything fancy, but Fleming has committed 5 team fouls. So keep in mind, 3:34 left in this one, but when the Lancers get fouled when shooting, they're going to be going to the free throw line. As Nizemi goes up for the jump shot, going to be no good. Walker picks up the rebound with aggression, trying to go back up and in. And he's going to get the foul call there, and I think that's against Pelosi.
Walker is the #1 free throw shooter in the gym as he plays so aggressively down there, and he makes a fantastic amount of offensive rebounds.
And Walker averaging about 4.6 a game. Also averaging 7.8 points a game. Maybe the free throw here. The first one's going to be good. Again, looking mighty fine from that perspective. Fleming overall, 57.7% from the free throw line, so about 10% less than the Lancers. Crowd trying to get into that one to make Walker miss it, but he's been pretty lights out at the free throw line, making both of those shots. Lancers in the lead, 70-46. Pelosi. Driving all the way. Francesco Pelosi and one! Wow.
Well, Pelosi was quiet, but now he is yelling. Yelling on the scoreboard at this point.
So Seth Bentalila going to check in here for the Lancers, taking out Tristan Wright. We'll see Pelosi at the line as the Lancers ahead 72-46. Now checking out Pelosi again. He's got 8 points in this game. Well, it's going to be 9 now on that made free throw. But again, off the bench, didn't get too many minutes early in the first half, but looking insane in this third quarter.
Yeah, only 6 minutes in all of the first half.
Driving here is Fleming. Walker under the basket, trying to muscle his way all the way through. Bentalila does jump beforehand. Not going to get called on the foul this time as much as it happened earlier in that first half. So Bentalila holding off a little bit, which is good. Lancers now on the other side. Going to be Brown with it. Looked away for half a second, but able to recover. Pelosi to Torres. Torres driving off the backboard and good. So Fleming. Now we'll see if they end up going through Walker. Seems like they're trying to go through him as much as possible.
I think Walker wants to go through Walker right now.
And Nazemi going for that three throw that's going to be no good. Picked up by Bentalila on the rebound. Torres and the Lancers, guarded by Carias. Able to get through his man is Torres and goes up just in front of the basket for a floater, and it's going to be good. Lancers 77-48. To Walker, drive it into Bentalila. Bentalila stays down this time. Walker misses the shot. Randall Brown now bringing it back to Torres. Torres fakes the three, tries to get around his man, but Carias having his hands all over Torres as he faked that and tried to get through.
Yeah, it's been a lot of excitement in this gym. I think both teams are playing with a lot of heart and resilience here, especially Fleming being down their 2 starters. And a lot of players just stepping up right. Normally, you said averages around 4.6 points possibly a game. He's probably around sitting at a 12 mark here and really grinding it out for his team on the boards down there.
And Torres going to be making the shot again. Manny Maynard and Jordan Morgan, the 2 top players for Fleming, out this game, unfortunately for them. Or this game would be much closer as Torres goes up. It's going to be 2 for 2 at the line. But again, Maynard averaging 14.6, which is the team lead. And then Jordan Morgan averaging 11.6. So missing, well over 20 points combined on average. That closes the deficit here.
Yeah, exactly.
So Fleming on the inbound. Lancers ahead 79-48, 152 left in this third quarter. My name is Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Seguin on color. Fleming Phoenix against the Loyalist Lancers as Nazemi takes it all the way. Not going to get the right look. Rebound by Francesco Pelosi. Going to be Randall Brown for 3. And it's going to be good and an and one for Randall Brown.
I think it's Randall Brown's first shot of the night. And it's an and one, baby. Possibly a 4-point play with 1 shot.
Brown at 6'4", coming from Curtis, his second year in the OCAA. That's also going to be the 4th foul for Asher Richards. As the 4-point play concludes, being a 4-point play. Basket is good. Nazemi on the quick inbound, driving against Underwood. Kagenza also on the floor for the Lancers. Nazemi guarded by Underwood, trying to call for the screen from Walker. Gets it, passes back to Walker. Walker dribbles and then drives. Bentalila jumps and gets caught again. Constant thing from Bentalila. It's fallen for those fake outs. It's the one thing. He's got the height again. Bentalila, a huge body at 6'8", and when he stays on his
wingspan, he's probably around 8 foot. He just extends his hands to his max.
Whenever he's just stayed and not jumped at any of these, he's gotten the blocks off. But Walker trying to take advantage of that early reaction. So we'll see him at the line. Again, Walker being a demon from the free throw line for Fleming. As that one misses.
But he's going to get the ball back somewhere,
and
somehow.
Fleming does rebound.
Gimga
comes up with it, and then a travel call. So Pelosi on the inbound to Brown. Probably feeling extra confident after that previous 4-point play. 83-50. Gets around his man, Brown. Could get poked away here. Underwood trying to keep it, not going to be able to. Now on a 3-on-2. Fleming, Nazemi taking it all the way up and under the basket. A little bit on an awkward angle, not getting up a good shot from the floor. Pelosi trying to retain possession, but going to be a jump ball with 57 seconds left in the third. Crazy back and forth here as we're waiting for the Loyalist house staff here to clean up the floor for a minute. As Pelosi just taking a seat. Referee's having a conversation here. We're waiting for an inbound on the baseline from Fleming. It's going to be Darius All-in. And Zemi goes for the three. Be off the back of the rim. Picked up by Underwood. Underwood poked away for a second, still in possession. Tries to swing pass to Pelosi, but Walker there to get a hand. So time's just been starting to get killed off the shot clock. Nothing too crazy. 14 seconds. Pelosi quickly inbounds to Underwood. Underwood driving. This right hand tries putting up the layup, heavy under pressure, maybe a little bit ill-advised. Shot's no good. Fleming now the other way. Zemi tries to do a laser pass to Walker, and Walker didn't even flinch, was not expecting that whatsoever.
It's funny because Walker has been calling for that all game. That exact same ball.
As Brown now trying to take advantage of Fleming, maybe being a little bit flat-footed on the defensive play as they're trying to talk about what went wrong on that pass. And so Fleming's going to commit a foul. He's going to bring up some free throws from Randall Brown. Brown. First shot's going to be good.
Brown could possibly have 6 points with only 2 shots, which sounds a little more probable, but the one shot with 4 points is actually quite a astounding stat to have on your sheet.
And that's not going to come to fruition, but Ventalila trying to get that rebound. And Fleming being a little bit extra touchy on that. So see who the referee calls on, whether it's 24 or 21. It's going to end up being 21 in Henry Malcolm Kamga.
And Bentley will go to the free throw line. This will be his first shot attempt of the game here.
And this is also going to be the 4th foul for Kamga. So Coach Josh Williams is going to pull him out to be able to use him later on in the 4th quarter. Bentalila on the free throw. First one's no good. 22.9 seconds left. Again, the atmosphere is a little bit interesting just due to the score here. Lancers now up 35. Just about to hit their average of points per game. As Isaac Walker gets the pass off Randall Brown. Gets his own rebound after the missed shot. Tries to go back up again. Lila stays on his feet and credit him with the block. And that's what we're talking about.
Walker is the guy that I'm most excited about watching in this game right now.
Referee's having a conversation here. I'm not sure if they're checking about the shot clock. There's only 7 seconds on the game clock. There is nothing on the shot clock, so I'm not sure if there's something before. It looks like it's not going to be the case again. Only 7 seconds for Fleming to see what they can do. Mo Nazami on the inbound. Aliana Nazemi goes for that 3, going to be off the mark. Walker tries to go for the rebound, and nobody's going to come up with it. It's going to go out of bounds. That's going to do it as we're heading to the 4th quarter. Lancers are looking mighty fine in the lead, 85-50. You're listening to OCAA men's basketball action on 91X CJLX FM. kicking off this fourth quarter action. Loyalist Lancers in the lead, 85-50. My name's Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagan. Underwood to inbound, goes to Brown. Brown now. Get it across. Does so.
It's funny. I thought he was going to get the 7-second violation across the.
That's what
the
I
thing.
thought
I was like, there's no way he dribbles this for 7 seconds on this side of the court.
So Mo Nazemi picks up his second foul of the game against Brown, as Brown's trying to cross the center line from that inbound. So Kagenza to inbound this time around. Does so, Brown against Nazemi. Nazemi trying to strip it away, and Brown gonna go down and get the foul call against Nazemi.
So in the last, let's say 30 seconds, he's picked up 2 fouls, and we've moved the ball maybe 1 inch.
Underwood. Guarded by Nazemi. The shot goes up from Thomas Pound, no good. Nazemi now in transition. The other way, spins, goes up for the shot. Lance is going to get called on a foul here is Underwood. So quickly, the referees have the whistle out of their pocket. Less than, what are we at? About 30 seconds played with 3 foul calls. Again, the score was a little bit out of whack, so we'll see if there's any shenanigans that end up happening. The Lancers lead 85-50. Second shot's no good. Demoy on that rebound. Underwood. Driving, pausing, going for a shot after pivoting twice. Shot's going to be no good. Picked up by Ali and Walker. To Carrias, it goes up for a 3. Carrias has been pretty good from the 3. Isaac Walker coming up with a rebound under heavy coverage, and the Lancers going back up and in by himself. Doing what he can. Randall Brown getting through on a nice dribble. Randall Brown trying to go all the way, and a final block from Asher Richards right under the basket. Now Fleming going the other way. Nazemi driving. Underwood not wanting to step in the way of that one. He's going to let him go up and in for the layup. And we're going to see a timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're listening to the Fleming Phoenix against the Loyalist Lancers for OCAA men's basketball action here on 91X CJLX FM. Welcome back inside the Lancer Dome for OCAA basketball action. My name's Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagan. Loyalist looking mighty, mighty fine. Of course, Fleming is missing 2 of their top players, so ignore the score line for the whole season, if you will. We got to have a rematch a little bit later to see when both squads are back in full health. Again, Lancer's missing 2 players as well, as Fleming picks off a deep pass on the inside. Going to be Walker driving, goes for a dribble and gets the bucket. Walker doing all
Walker's
the work here for Fleming.
At 19 points in this game. Normally averages around 6 points. With the team at full health here.
Having a breakout game is Walker. And we're going to have a out-of-bounds call, I think. I don't know if there's going to be an extra foul or anything for it, but of course, 3 fouls called in total in this fourth quarter alone. Lance just trying to inbound, but going to get poked away, just trying to knock every second off the shot clock they can, is the Phoenix. Waiting on the inbound here from Brown. Lancers in the lead 85-57. Quickly to Demoy. Dumoy.
Oh, no, not Dumoy. That is Asher there.
So I think that's the Lancers Dumoy, though, that goes down.
My apologies.
No, you're good. And Asher committing the foul. And
Yeah,
I want to
that's
say
his
that's his
fifth,
fifth.
for
Yeah,
sure.
I was about to say, I think I just said that it was his fourth moment ago. So he's going to be out of this game. Again, Asher picking up that injury a little bit earlier, but luckily was able to see him back into this game pretty quickly. So that'll bring in the first year, O'Day Smith, who, again, we've seen a lot of. Again, Fleming rocking with 15 rookies this year. Brown pivoting, going for that three. Gonna be off the mark, rebounded by Smith. Walker's calling it, gives it to Nazemi. Dumoy having a pivot to try to get on that guard. Backpedaling that whole time. No call on the play. Kagenza. Dribbling. Pivoting. Again, holding it. Gonna be Underwood now. To Pound. To Dumoy, who tries to pass it to Brown, but Brown was in a pivot, trying to go to the left. Wasn't expecting Dumoy to go for that no-look pass. That's gonna be a turnover. But you'll see Tablate and Pelosi coming in. That's gonna bring Underwood out and Brown out. Fleming inbound.
Fleming's bench getting a little rowdy there. Coach having to settle them down.
Nazemi against Dumoy, pivots, passes back to Smith. Smith pivots, goes for the shot. I think Dumoy got a block on it because that ball came out all kinds of wonky. So it's going to go out of bounds, I believe. Lance is on the inbound. 7:44 left in this game. Lance is ahead 85-57 to Pelosi. Brings it up the court, driving. Gives it to Dumoy. To Tablate. Tablate pauses for a second with 14 on the shot clock. Wanted to make sure they get a good look. Pound decides to take the jump shot. Going to be no good. Tries to get the rebound, but Walker gets a hand on it, but Pound's going to be committing that foul. Then again, first game that at least Caleb or I have seen of Pound.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's trying to look for his first points of the game of his career here as a Lancer in the Lancer Dome here.
So Fleming on that inbound. Lancers at 2 team fouls. Fleming at 3. Zami going for that three. Off the back of the rim. No good. Tablate. Against Carius. Tablate really taking his time. Gives it to Pound. Pound now trying to find an opening. Dribbles. Drops it to Kagenza. Kagenza for the open three. Off the mark. Picked up by O'Day Smith. Now to Zami trying to take it all the way himself and from behind. Dumoy gets a block. Pelosi and Nazemi are both on the ground after that. But credit Dumoy on the block. And really, we're kind of just playing for personal pride at this point.
1,000,000% playing for I'm playing for vibes at this point.
Lynch is in the lead 85-57. Back out to the three-point line is Walker. Walker trying to take it all the way with a high shot. We're going to see Walker shooting some free throws. So it's going to be the third team foul for the Lancers, tying it up with Fleming. As we await 2 shots from Isaac Walker. First one's no good, off the back of the rim and out. Players now getting in position. There was a call earlier against the Lancers of somebody being out of position. Hasn't had any extra calls like that, although Kagenza did make motion. No improper play per se, though.
Walker all over his free throws and his own rebounds, but sadly just could not come up with it.
And I like the drive, you know what I mean? If you're out there, you have the energy, show us what you got. There's the inbound from Pelosi to Tablate. Not trying to have anybody in motion, drops it to Kagenza. Dumoy now. Lance is trying to swing around this 3-key arc. Never mind, Dumoy driving to the basket and then back to that three-point line. Pelosi pivots, goes for the three. Oh, looked good, but off the front of the rim and then bounces behind. Kind of a funky shot, but looked really good coming out. Going to be Day now trying to respond with a three of his own, unable to do so. Walker comes up with the rebound. Now the seismic smack against Pelosi, trying to take it all the way and getting called on the offensive foul.
No. Walker is playing his form of bully ball at the moment, and he now has 4 fouls.
And so that's something definitely to watch here, is Walker showing some spirit. Going to be unfortunate for Fleming if he ends up getting fouled out, and that would be the second player that would foul out of this game. As we saw Kamga pick up his 5th a little bit earlier. Fleming strips it, tries to go for a quick breakaway, not able to do so, but then the Lancers in transition, not able to come up with it.
Oh,
and then
the foul will be taken.
Yeah, Tablate just grabs the hips of Carias, being like, all right, well, we're gonna stop this shenanigans right now.
That dude in the conga line is just grab his hips.
So Lance is ahead at 85-57. I feel like I keep saying Lance is at 85. Feels like they're struggling a little bit to get some points up on the board.
Well, they haven't scored in a while. You're correct there. But Fleming has done a fantastic job of just running the time up and going down to their end constantly. Once again, this is the 4th has been Fleming's game so far.
And so Orlando Carias, again, the 4th-year player and veteran for this Fleming squad at the free throw line. Shot is good.
And I think they will get possession back there.
Fleming trying to put a dent into this lead. 59 points to Loyalist 85. Both teams now at 4 fouls apiece. Couple players on foul trouble. Again, Bentalila on the bench for the Lancers, but of course, keep an eye on Isaac Walker, who is on 4 for Fleming, wearing the number 54 jersey. Nizami with 6 on the shot clock. O'Day Smith tries to give it ahead to Walker. Walker knows he's got to get it up. A big seismic smack against Pelosi. Goes up for the shot and gets the foul call, so it's going to be an and 1.
Oh, that's Walker's 22nd point of the night, and probably his 10th rebound. He's sitting at a double-double right now for Walker in the Lancer Dome.
And the free throw is good to complete the 3-point play. Lancers at 85 still, but Fleming creeping up at 62. Brown getting a huge lead pass. Trying to now find an opening, finds Dumoy on a corner, goes for the 3, it's no good. Pelosi looked like he was going to jump for that rebound, but stays flat-footed to try to get it just on the floor, but goes off his hands and out of bounds. And it looks like the refs are going to say that one off Fleming. Not too sure about that one. But inbound for the Lancers.
A timeout will be called, or a technical. It's called on the Fleming coach.
I was about to say, there's no way they call the timeout as soon as they go to inbound. That's just like, there's just no way. So, technical foul is getting called here. But Randall Brown was coming in late in this one, but showing up some good plays. Again, the 4-point play earlier and good on the free throw. So now the Lancers going to inbound after that technical shot.
And they're no longer at 85.
No longer at 85. True.
86 is the new number.
Brown inbounding, telling Dumoy to step back, does so. Dumoy with it. Goes back to Brown. Brown dribbling, pivoting, driving to the basket. Nizami poking it away. And so Brown to inbound with just 6 seconds on the shot clock. See what the Lancers can come up with. Read to Pelosi. Pelosi knows he's got to get it up. It's poked away. And now the other way, Fleming. Aliana trying to go for that basket, going to get stopped as the Lancers commit a foul. Again, Lancers in foul trouble. They act to shoot, and then I'll also see Ben Talila coming back in on a couple fouls of his own. But Thomas Pound, a few minutes on, now going to take a break. And Darius Alian, one of the rookies, one of the 15 rookies for Fleming from Mississauga. I still find that kind of crazy because, again, for the OCAA, having 15 rookies is nuts.
Yeah, exactly. That's a rebuilding process right there.
Alian. Shots are good, 86-63 in favor of Loyalist. 5-10 left in this game. Pass ahead to Pelosi. The carry ass is there, but the referee is going to say there was a little bit too much. They're going to see Cam get checked back in here, but I got to re-correct something I said earlier because I thought Cam got fouled out earlier, but it must have been somebody else. Or maybe they just had to pull him on his 4th foul. Because it was positive. It was positive somebody fouled out earlier in this one.
No, someone did. It was Asher.
It was Asher. Thank you, thank you. Okay. To recount my misinformation, apologies. So Pelosi, good on the first free throw. And the second, he makes as well. Lanches at 88 to Fleming 63. Zami trying to take it all the way if he can. Fakes the shot, ends up turning it over. They stay in possession a little bit too long. Underwood back to Pelosi. Pelosi driving with a big skip. And Bentalila tries to go up for the dunk. Comes up with the rebound, goes back for the shot. Gonna be no good. Zami the other way now. Goes for the 3 after some nice dribbling. It's gonna be a miss. Zami struggling a fair bit from that free throw line. And Underwood to Pelosi, ahead to Bentalila. And this time going up for the dunk. And holds the rim just a little bit longer to make sure that it's in.
Yeah, that's a great point by Bentalila. I think that might be his first as a Lancer, so that's a big one for the program and for himself right there.
They're going to have a timeout on the floor. Lance is in the lead, 90-63. You're listening to OCAA basketball action on 91X CJ LX FM. Welcome back into the Lancer Dome here in Belleville, Ontario. My name is Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagan as we're covering the men's OCAA action on this Wednesday night. And what's interesting, too, when you look at the Lancers bench right now, they've struggled a little bit to put up points. Pelosi having a monster enter in that, I believe it was 3rd quarter, trying to put up 8 points. And right now he's only at 11, not only I should say, but Tablate with 6, Brown with 6. But earlier the starters for the Lancers, Jaden Jack putting up 18, and then haven't seen the floor too much as the scores where it is. Torres with 14 and Nick Dales at 13 as Fleming missed the 3-point shot. And Zemi going up for a second attempt at it and not going to miss on that one. But again, Lancers struggling a little bit in terms of being able to score with this bench presence as they go for a wide pass. It's going to go off a Fleming player.
Yeah, and for Fleming's side, we have some big players. Isaiah Walker has come out of nowhere, and he has dropped 22 with 11 rebounds for himself. He's in a double-double category, and Mo Neer is at 16. He's the one who's been shooting a lot from the 3 throw. He's also been really aggressive and helping his team out in all the situations they can.
And there's Zemi definitely cooking as we see Pelosi putting up a 3. They're going to go off the backboard. Bentalila comes up with it. Back to Pelosi, thinking about the 3 again, trying to find an opening to make sure he's fully set. Now Brown with it. Bentalila with the screen. Brown tries driving, but a heavy foul as he commits. The referee's going to say the basket's no good, but Brown's going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, definitely had an extra step before throwing that ball up there, but that's a great attempt. And a great effort by Brown.
And again, talking about Mo Nizami a second ago, and also kind of talking about the 3-point shots right now, 3 of 10. Trying to add those extra points to the board, but struggling just a little bit.
Wow, he's taking 10.
And really the only one doing so is Orlando Carius is 2 for 5, and that's the next closest. And again, there's been, 3-point attempts in total from the Phoenix. Otherwise, aside from those 2, as we see Brown go up for the free throw, and the first one's going to be good. To bring the Lancers up to 91. Both teams in foul trouble at 5 apiece. 3:38 left to play in this game. Next shot's up and good. Lancers at 92 to Fleming's 66. Aline. Dribbling, trying to find an opening. Fleming generally not too heavy in motion. Nazemi trying to break through, guarded by Bentalila. Bentalila much bigger than Nazemi. Nazemi trying to get around, passes it to Walker, and Pelosi almost prevents the basket, but Walker getting up there with some strength and making it.
Yeah, Walker had 24 on the night.
Underwood for three. Can go off the front of the basket. And now Brown pivoting, trying to go for a floater. It's taken out by Day. No foul call on that. Brown gets up, talks to the referee. Is Walker now the other way against Dumoy. Tries to go up, no foul call or anything on the play. Shots a miss. Underwood, the Lancers, to Dumoy in the corner. Driving to the basket. Tries to swing it out, but we're going to have
a push by the Fleming there.
I was about to say, I didn't know if Dumoy happened to touch that sideline, but of course, as we're in foul trouble, as Dumoy was trying to pass that, it's going to end up going to the free throw line. The first one is up and no good. 2:41 left to play. Dumoy, second attempt, makes it. Carry us inbounds. Aline. Guarded by Underwood. Taking it all the way through the left side, puts up the layup and just gonna miss. Pelosi grabbed that rebound to Underwood. As Underwood tries to pass it to Pelosi. Pelosi's not able to handle that pass, but Dumoy's there on the other side for it. Brown now for three. And Randall Brown with some ice. 96-68 in favor of Loyalist. As Underwood gets a hand on that, and Dumoy here getting tangled up a little bit with O'Day Smith. Not sure what happened, but I'm going to assume we're having a technical foul or something going on.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think there's going to be a double technical coming out for sure. But I think it's just a little too much chat, a little too much talking between both teams here.
Again, in situations like this, when it is a little bit of a blowout, we hope that everybody kind of focuses on the game. But
yeah,
again, we only play for personal pride again.
We only have 2 minutes and 11 seconds left in this game. I'd love for it to just end the way it started.
So referee's talking with the score table here. We'll see if there's an in-house announcement about what the fouls are being called here, because unfortunately we can't really hear it unless Caleb's got insane hearing.
No, I think Wright just fouled out. I think they gave him an additive foul.
So now Kevin McGuire talking with the referee here.
Okay, so two technicals were given out. One to number 0 on the Lancers, and one to number 50 on the Fleming.
So O'Day Smith, the foul recipient for Fleming, and then Urel Dumoy, wearing the number 0 jersey for Loyalists. As the players are slowly kind of getting back, a couple of them each talking with their coaches. Smith looks like he's going to be shooting the technical foul here. And both players look like they're going to be staying into this game as well.
Yeah, so number 0 for the Lancers, he only has 4. And number 50 for the Fleming actually only has 4 as well.
Well, only, but very, very, very close to fouling out for both of them.
Well, hopefully they can stay in for the next 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
So the shot's coming up. And it's going to be good on the second, but not on the first. So 96-69, as Smith to inbound. And I need to correct myself as it's pivoted out. It's going to be Mo Nazami to inbound. Aline. Smith trying to set a screen. Nazami. Walker setting a screen for him. Trying to find an opening with only 6 on the shot clock. Ball ends up almost going in the net from a bunch of deflections, but it's not. Now Dumoy for the Lancers, pivoting, passing to Kagenza, to Brown. Quickly on the inside to Bentalila, and Dumoy.
And Bentalila will be called for 3 seconds in the key.
So 150 on the game clock. Fleming back in possession. Inbound. Zemming's calling for horns. See a double block on the front. Double screen, I should say. He gets it, but passes it to Carius now. To Smith. Drops it to Aline. Aline pivots under heavy pressure from Underwood. The shot's going to be no good. Now Demoy the other way. Trying to take it as far as he can. It's poked away as the double team arrives. And Fleming will make a substitution. Bringing in number 15 for his first minutes on the floor. That'll pull out Darius Aline. Well, Lancers ahead 96-69. Handful of possessions for either team left in this one, both trying to end strong. Brown. Driving to the basket, trying to do everything himself, and Bentalila comes back for the rebound and the dunk.
And he'll take a technical for hanging on the rim for too long.
Now, on the first dunk, I felt like he needed to hang a little bit to try to make sure that it was in. You know what I mean? But that one, all right, maybe a little. But Seth Bentalila trying to put on a little bit of a show.
Also, just a heads up, our technical counter is at 5 for the night.
That's going to be the 4th foul against Bentalila. And they're going to have the missed technical shot from Nizami. 1:17 remain.
You would think with 1:17, teams would be trying to dribble it out. Fleming's on a full court.
Nizami. Bentalila trying to guard a little bit of a size mismatch again. Drops it to Isaac Walker on the inbound. Might be a career high night for Isaac Walker. Underwood to Kagenza. Tries to pivot, gets Smith to jump, but passes it out to Demoy, who's on the 3-line, inside to Bentalila. Tries to dribble, loses it immediately. 50 seconds remaining as Nizami passes it behind his back. We get away from Bentalila. Smith to Nizami goes for that 3, and again, Nizami not having a great point from the free throw line, and oh my goodness, Randall Brown with a block on Isaac Walker.
You got to shut down Walker, and Isaac Brown had the...
Underwood to Kagenza for that 3. And Kagenza on the miss again. Both teams struggling a little bit from the free throw line. Here's Day, shoots it ahead to Carias. He gets it back. Carias thinking about the 3, decides against it. It's going to be Walker now on the side, and shot clock's off. 15 shoots the 3 from Fleming. It's going to be no good with 5 seconds left on that clock. It's going to be Underwood who dribbles this one out, and me, oh my, oh me, oh my. Well, that's walking away, looking good.
Well, if you weren't excited about that game, that's good basketball all around. I think Fleming Phoenix has come out and done a display of effort right there, and energy, especially being down their 2 players.
Loyalist improves to 5-3 on the season, while Fleming falls to 2-6. Wrapping up this one here in the Lancers Dome in Belleville, Ontario. The Lancers taking it 98-71. My name's Stephen Shell alongside Caleb Sagan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be safe if you're on the road. We'd love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're following us at the Loyalist Lancers account. Sayonara. You're listening, or listen, to OCAA men's basketball action here on 91X CJLX FM.
Setting.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yep.